Welcome back to Morgan's video blog, Morgan's online blog in video format. Today I'm here to talk about that blog thing, 500 blog posts later. On April 22nd of 2015, the previously unheard of Morgan Hazelwood, otherwise known as me, began blogging. Nearly 6 years later, I'm still at it, and today I'm celebrating my 500th blog post. For those of you who follow my blog, thank you. And for those of you who just watch my videos, thank you for making sure I'm not just shouting into the void. If you've been around for a while, you might know some of this, but for the rest of you, stay tuned and hear about my blogging journey. So, first off, why did I start blogging? Back in 2015, I'd finished drafting my first full-length manuscript. Now, it wasn't ready to be queried or published yet, but it was done. And one of the pieces of advice I kept seeing was to set up an author website. It didn't need to be a blog, but social media platforms rise and fall, whereas a website is something you maintain, you control, and is a way of putting your best face forward. Now, I've done some web development professionally, but I knew I wanted my time at home to be spent focused on my writing, not futzing about with the back end of a website. WordPress at the time was free and had all the features I was interested in. Now I pay to keep really shitty looking text ads off it. So anyway, I looked at author websites and decided what I liked best about each of them. I created an about page, a contact page, and then what? I didn't want an empty website just kind of aggrandizing myself. And of course, not being published yet, I didn't have a page about where to buy my stuff. So I decided I'd write a couple blog posts. Not regularly. Of course, my writing time was for my novels, you see. But I couldn't just leave the site empty. So, what about when Morgan actually caught the blogging bug? My first real blog post wasn't until May 1st. I figured I'd post about my writing experience, the questions my friends and family had asked me, and then May 26th, I decided to attend Balticon 49 the day before the local science fiction and fantasy convention began. Luckily, my dad was already going and offered up some crash space, so all it cost me was the price of a badge and, food to eat. Now, I'd attended conventions before, but that was before I wanted to be a writer or, working towards being a writer. So I wanted to do some research. Before May of 2015, I believe I'd attended maybe 5 panels in my life, despite attending in the ballpark of 20 conventions. Many as a child with my parents, a couple times as a college student, and I'd begun working as staff at a local anime conventions for 5 or 6 years. But not actually attending panels. That first year, I hit 17 panel workshop whatever things. But I only wrote 8 blog posts about that year, covering 15 of the panels and workshops. I kept up my near weekly blogging until that September when my now ex-husband and I separated and I started a new job and then I moved. But I was still blogging at least once a month, mostly 2 to 3 times a month. And I have yet to miss a week since February 25th of 2016. Every Thursday, like clockwork, you can find my blog posts on morganhazelwood.com. And a year later, I turned my blog posts into this vlog posts. Now, I've mentioned before that just because I hate email and would rather get writing blog stuff in a blog conglomerator called an RSS feed doesn't mean I don't understand that other ways work better for other people. And if by recording my talking head and sharing my posts in an auditory manner helped me reach more people, I was willing to add the time it took to record to my process and put my face out there, which is weird, but... So, Morgan, why do you keep blogging? Well, I can't say that blogging never gets in the way of my writing because of the self-imposed deadline, I do prioritize the blog over my own fiction writing. But why? Well, there's always a multitude of reasons why someone does something. For me, let's see. First, it's a way to track and share my journey to becoming a published author, and hopefully one day soon beyond. Secondly, it's a way for me to review my panel notes and put them in a form that makes the takeaways obvious for me. Thirdly, following on that, it's a way to share my panel notes to those who cannot or prefer not to attend writing panels. Panels aren't the best way for many people to absorb information. Fourth, it's a way I can give back to the community with query corners where I rewrite queries, author spotlights, writing tips, writerly musings. Obviously, they'll be more helpful when I'm famous, but you gotta start somewhere. Fifth, it keeps me focused on my own writing. When you talk about your writing every week, it's hard to forget your dream. It stops me from deprioritizing it. And finally, number 6, can I just say momentum? I hate breaking a streak. Once I'd gone 3 months without missing a Thursday, it became harder and harder to tell myself I could take a week off. If I'd managed to keep blogging when things were harder, what's my excuse now? And that's carried over to my videos. Since I started vlogging in 2017, I have not missed a week. So, how does this apply to you? Should you start or continue blogging or vlogging? Well, if you write nonfiction, being an established expert and having a strong following is super positive to both agents and publishers. For fiction writers, it can be a bonus, but it's not required. If you write fiction like me, it's totally up to you. If you enjoy writing blog posts, or at least find some satisfaction out of it, do it. Otherwise, skip it. Now, you don't have to write essays. You can share pictures or quotes or whatever content makes you happy, as long as you keep a consistent tone theme. So, let's talk about me and my blogging stats. I have published 113 panel write-ups, 38 query corners, 66 author spotlights, and 11 weeks in review. I have done 21 posts about the querying process. There have been 4 stories and 6 posts at least of my poetry, although I'm saving first publication rights for most of those, so I don't post much of my fiction. I have shared 39 musings that I call essays. I only have 3 guest posts because I realized I don't like having another voice on my page in ways that are not tightly controlled. I've posted 11 times about Pitch Wars and my experiences there, and 27 times about NaNoWriMo. So, confession, 20 of these 500 posts were just the reshare of the video version before I started linking the vlog post in the blog post. For my all-time stats, I have had 42,399 views and 1,822 comments. My best day, 155 views. Not huge, but solid. But I do promote my posts as, quote, writing tips and writerly musings. Hopefully, it will encourage you to learn that, including convention panels, 244, or nearly half of my blog and vlog posts have specifically been about the writing process. I'm pretty sure that means I'm staying on topic, right? So let's talk about my most popular posts. At 2,986 lifetime views, more than 8 times more popular than any other post is 10 questions to ask your beta reader. Next up, so you've decided to write a novel. Here are 7 tips to get started with 366 views. Top 10 tricks for writing a better query letter comes in third at 360 views. I can see all the way around. Filling out the rest of the top 10 are I can't read my own writing, the 5 stages of a pitch war's hopeful, 5 big things I've learned about editing, agents and editors share pitches we're sick of, introduction to Hope Punk, coming of age versus YA, and Morgan's complete guide for attending a convention. So let's talk about the future. What are my future plans? Well, I do like to remind myself that the blog and the vlog and the podcast exist to support my writing and not the other way around. Although my blog and the tips I share have helped me get a couple speaking gigs, and I wouldn't say no to more. But I'm not sure that I will continue to hit so many convention panels because there's only so many new panel ideas or fresh takes out there. Plus, I've kind of started getting pulled into work the conventions, and it's hard to work and attend. But I'd like to keep blogging and vlogging for the foreseeable future. Let me know if you are a vlogger or a blogger as well. I'd love to check you out if I'm not already subscribed. And tell me about what you focus on. Are you an author tuber? Do you do book reviews? Do you like to talk about your writing process? I love to hear from other people. As always, thank you for tuning in, and see you again next week with more writing tips and writerly musings. Bye-bye.